on this computer. Hello, my name is Kerri Schmidt, and this is the Fit Crew. And today we are going to have Baylee Kye Glanzer teaching us all about Instagram and how she has gone from like starting out as a coach, being a youngin'. She's 20 years old now, and she has like so many people following her every moment of the day. So, Baby Bay, you want to take it away?
Yeah.
Cool.
Hi guys, I'm Baylee. I kind of know everybody on here except a couple people, but I'm going to be teaching you about Instagram stories, how to reach out to your market, the people. You know, if you use Instagram, great. If you use Facebook, that's okay. I just, you know, if you want to start using Instagram or build an Instagram, I'm kind of going to teach you how. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so I can show you guys my little PowerPoint. All right, so let me play this. Can you guys see that? Kerri?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Cool. All right, so Instagram training by Baylee Kye. Let me minimize this. Okay. So before you get going, you know, you can make an Instagram, set your Instagram to a business account. We're kind of going to start from the top of where like you are just making an Instagram, and then we're going to work our way down to starting to invite and stuff like that. So just clear your slate and act like you don't even have an Instagram right now. So you just put in your email, you just made an Instagram account, you picked your username, all that good stuff. And so now what you're going to do is set that to a business profile. So if you are on Instagram already and you don't have a business profile, there's a couple things that business profiles can do and like private profiles can do. So I would just change yours to business. So what you want to do is make like a list of 5 things that you're interested in. That way your Instagram can like be focused around those 5 things. You know, you don't want to be posting about 20,000 things because people are just going to get confused. So here's some examples. You know, are you a mom? Are you a dad? Do you love shopping, running, reading? What's your favorite TV show? Stuff like that. Do you love Netflix? Are you vegan? That's a big one because there's a lot of vegans out there. So that will kind of attract your tribe. These over here to the left, right here where my mouse is, those are my 5 things that I always post about. So I'm always posting like in the morning, my waffles, because I love waffles. I love coffee. I'm always posting about self-love and improving yourself. The outdoors, I'm always like tanning outside or in a swimsuit 25/8. So I'm posting about the outdoors. And then baking and cooking. So I love making food. Kerri doesn't love that. But yeah, pick your 5 things and write them down. Just keep them like in your notes on your phone, or you know, so that way you don't forget like what you are gonna post about. So those things that you're interested in are way different than what I'm interested in. You know, you might be a mom. I'm not a mom and won't be a mom for a while. So you might post about your kids a lot, or you know, if you're a single mom, you might be posting like how you handle the single mom life. So write those down and make a list of who your target market is. So who do you have, like what kind of things do you have in common with people? What kind of people do you want on your team? So right here, my target market are girls that have struggled with binge eating or any type of like eating disorder in the past, because I know how I overcame it. So I know how to help others. People that have like plateaued, because obviously Beachbody will help them. So if they've plateaued, I plateaued for like 2 years straight and never saw like any progress. And then I started Beachbody. So it helped a lot. And then not being accepted for who they were. So in middle school and stuff, I was bullied. You know, I was like the odd one out. So I just target girls that aren't accepted for who they are, or have like thick thighs, because thick thighs are life. So that's like my target market. Yours is obviously going to be different, but just figure out who you want on your team. And then the last thing, make a list of like the 5 hobbies you do outside of Beachbody, because your Instagram shouldn't be about Beachbody. It's, you want to attract people in your own way, not saying like, hey, I drink Shakeology and like here's the link, join my team. So this list of the 5 things right here should help, like your hashtags that you're going to be searching. Those are the people you're going to want to get. So these are my 5 things. The hashtags I search are kind of like target lover, but that brings up a lot of Beachbody coaches, family, or traveling. I watch baseball a lot. So when I am at a baseball game, people always hit me up when I tag my location. And then if I'm like outside tanning or whatever, those are just like my 5 things that I do outside of Beachbody. Okay. So building a following from the ground up. I started my Instagram just for, shits and giggles because Instagram was a thing. So I just made one. It had nothing to do with fitness. It was just me and my friends in like middle school, and we were just being stupid. So I had like no following. It was just some friends and some family. So, what you want to do is find your target market, search your hashtags, and start following people. You're not going to build a following without following people. Wake up. You don't have to follow like 500 people with your own finger. You can follow 50 and, just be doing things throughout the day that will build your following. You can use Captivate. We're not going to talk about it like a lot today, but Captivate will help you get followers. I think I gained like 2,000 since March because I've used it Monday through Saturday. So I'll use Captivate Monday through Saturday, run it, like search Lululemon or whatever, something that I like, and follow everyone that follows them. So, most of them will follow you back. And if they don't, you can use Cleaner on Sundays, which we'll get into later. But just make sure you're posting daily. People want to know that you're going to be showing up, especially if you invite them to like a boot camp and they're paying money for this boot camp. They want to know that you're not just going to ghost them. And if you're not on your social media, they're going to be like, well, yeah, she's not even posting on social media. So how am I supposed to know that she's going to be interacting with me? So just make sure you're posting daily. It doesn't have to be 8 times a day, just like one post is fine. Engage with people. If they comment on your photo, reply back to them, say thank you or whatever, just reply to them and let them know that you are appreciative. Comment on their photos and reply to their stories. So I follow the 5-3-1 rule, which is I go to someone's profile and like 5 of their photos, I follow them and I leave like 2 to 3 comments on their photos, and usually they'll follow me back. So that results in 1 follower.
Hey, Baylee, have you heard, Craig said he was doing some research on the algorithms and stuff in 2018, and he was saying that in order for them to count it as engagement to push out your post further, the comments have to be 4 or more words. So like if you do an emoji or something, they don't really count that as engagement.
Yeah, and then your post will actually fall down to like the bottom of Instagram instead of showing up on the top of the news feed. So yeah, reply back, right here on this post right here, these people actually typed me out like a sentence. And so that probably brought my post up more on on their algorithm. I'm not really sure about the whole thing, but
okay.
Okay, so another thing is when to post. So you need to find your prime time. I have some examples over here. This was posted in the morning, okay? Right when I woke up, I posted it. And then this one down here, I just posted it last night at 10 p.m. It's been up, they were both up for 24 hours, or this one will be up for 24 hours soon, but look at the likes, okay? 180 likes posted at 10 p.m., 500 likes posted in the a.m. So it really just depends. You don't know if people are on their phones throughout the day or what they're doing. Most people have jobs. I wake up and scroll through Instagram real quick, but I don't really comment or on posts. But some people do. So, you never know. You just kind of have to play with it and post things and see what gets likes and what doesn't. So high engagement, which will come with, more followers that you have, it makes your post move to the top of people's news feeds. So yeah, be commenting and replying to other people's comments on your posts also. And then before you post too, just make sure you're working on yourself first. I always like wake up and do my personal development and stuff, and then I post on Instagram. You don't have, that's just a good thing to follow, I guess. So yeah, play around when you post, see how many people are commenting in the morning or liking in the morning versus the night. Supposedly Wednesday is like the best day to post, which that's stupid because you should post every day. But I guess Wednesdays are like hump day, and like there's so many things on Wednesday that people look at on Instagram. So that's a good day to post. So make sure you're posting on Wednesdays. You can try lunchtime, so like 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. or evenings like 7 to 9 or 10 p.m. You can just see what works for you or what works best for your posts. And also, I find that my engagement is a little slow on weekends. On weekdays, people are looking to like improve themselves, and they're probably not at like a family barbecue during the weekday or whatever. It is summer, but it's like always on Saturdays and Sundays, my Instagram engagement is kind of like super low. So I just don't invite on Saturdays and Sundays. I'll post, but I don't really post like on my stories a lot. So then back on Monday, like today, I started it again, and people are like more drawn to you, I guess. So yeah, just play with it and find like your prime time. Utilizing hashtags. So you can have up to 30 hashtags on your Instagram posts, not 5 to 15, because if you're posting 5 hashtags, you're losing out. I mean, you might as well just post 30. What I do is put them in my notes, and then I'll just copy and paste them on every single post that I do. Here's some examples down here of what I have on my post. These are just a couple, but it's just like about you, what tribe you want to attract. So, coffee, waffles, all that stuff. Foodie, fitspo, gym rat, shopping addict. So just pick some hashtags and make sure you post them on your post every time you create one. And don't post them like in your caption. You can post them in a comment. That way people don't like see them, so it doesn't kind of look like tacky, I guess. And then it will help you build a following because people will search like, Fit Life or Gym Rat, and then they'll see my post pop up maybe, just depending on how much engagement it had. So use hashtags. They're really good. Don't put like single mama if you aren't even a mama, because you just like, is that really your tribe? Is mama's your tribe?
Are there any other hashtags that you would avoid just like attracting for not attracting other Beachbody coaches as much?
Yeah, I would like stay away from posting like Beachbody or like anything relating to Beachbody. I'd stay away from. I think I even saw on a video that if you post like Beachbody or Shakeology, there's a lot of you'll just attract Beachbody people already. And you don't want those people. You want people that don't even know what the fuck Beachbody is. But yeah, I think just steer away from stuff relating to Beachbody maybe. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. I lost my mouse. I don't know where it is. Next one is learn how to make your pics pop. So over here, the top, I don't know where my mouse is. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry guys. Okay, anyways, the picture in the top, you can kind of tell it's a little dark. It's not as popping as the one below it. So what I use is called Snapseed, and it's just an app in the App Store on iPhone, probably Android too. That was used in the bottom picture. So I kind of blurred out the background because the room was messy and I just wanted me to pop. And then I put a like pop filter on it. So you can kind of play around with it. You can look up tutorials on Google and stuff. Watch a YouTube video on it. But that's the main app I use for my Instagram pictures. Just make sure you don't have dark backgrounds. You don't have you aren't blurry in the picture. You want you to pop or whatever the picture is about. People want to see things that are visually appealing. They're not going to like your photos or even stop on your page if your photo's not appealing to them, which I don't. If something looks ugly, I just scroll past it. Yeah, so so I heard that you want your Instagram to look like a magazine. So, if you're in the store and you pick up a magazine and there's like bright photos and things that attract your eyes, you're going to keep reading it, or you might even purchase it. But if it's like, oh, I don't even, like, this isn't even what I like, or this isn't, attracting me, then you're just going to put it down and walk away. So what's going to grab people's attention? Bright photos. So you want your page to just pop and have like bright photos, fun things, stuff like that. And then you can also get like a selfie light or a ring light. I know Kerri has a ring light for when she does like team calls and stuff. It kind of just makes you pop. When I'm at her house, I use that background behind her and I turn on her ring light and I take a picture because it just makes you pop a little bit. You don't even have to use Snapseed. Like this one I'm using right now on my computer is like a little selfie light, like Kerri got me. It's like a little. So it kind of just, you can put it on your phone and like take a picture or whatever. So that's just kind of like the two different, like a darker picture that's not as attractive and one that is more attractive. So this, apps to help, I guess, your Instagram and your Insta stories. So Snapseed, and then I'll use Whiteogram, which will add like a white background to your photo. So it's not so like, it kind of like crops it, I guess, and it makes your Instagram look a little cleaner. So you can play around with Whiteogram. And then Hype Type is for your stories. I kind of use that every single day just because people have actually like replied to me doing that, and they're like, I love like your energy. I love you dancing, blah, blah, blah. So play around with Hype Type and look at some tutorials of that. This is one of them. I'm not sure if you guys can like hear the volume on it, but we'll try to play it and see what happens. So that was just like us taking the workout. But people like it. They like that type of stuff. And then I'll do Captivate, so run that Monday through Saturday, and then Cleaner run on Sunday. So those are two good apps to have for your Instagram. And then Pick Collage for your transformations, or, like shouting your team out or whatever. You can use Pick Collage.
So you explained what Captivate does, that it like follows people for you. What is Cleaner?
So Captivate follows people for you, and then Cleaner, I kind of had a bad experience with Cleaner the other day. I think I did something wrong and it unfollowed like 300 of my people that I love. So what you have to do is type in how many people you want to unfollow, and then it kind of just picks random people on your page. But you can also pick like ghost followers or followers without like a profile photo, so like fake profiles, stuff like that. So, or like you're following ghosts, like whatever, but just make sure when you use it that it's not unfollowing anybody you love, because then you're gonna have to go refollow them.
It's for the people that aren't following you back. So if you have people that you're following because you love what they post, but like they're not, like for example, Britney Spears is probably not going to follow me back. You know what I'm saying? So the Cleaner app would make me unfollow her since she's not following back, because she's not necessarily helping with biz.
Yeah, that's right. And that's fine. Like maybe you have like a business Instagram, and then on your other Instagram, you're following like the people you love or whatever. But Captivate kind of follows those people, and then Cleaner will unfollow the people that didn't follow you back, pretty much. So it all correlates back to each other. It all ties back in. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. So the next thing is starting a conversation. So you're building up your following, you're reaching, or you're following people and they're following you back. And what I do is I reach out to anyone that follows me and any new so like any new followers, and then anyone that has been following me, if I haven't reached out to them already. So you want to keep track of that and make sure you know who you've messaged already, so you're not messaging them again and they get annoyed and then they unfollow you. So if someone follows you, or you're going to like follow people in the morning and they look like someone you want on your team, message them, just reach out to them. If it's like someone who literally is like your twin on Instagram and you're like, oh my God, they'd be like perfect on my team. Don't judge a book by its cover, but also, if that's someone you want to message or have on your team, just reach out to them. Just start a conversation, because they're probably not going to message you and start a conversation. And that could be like a potential customer or even a coach that you could have. So even if they don't look like someone that you want on your team, message them anyways and just say, hey, thanks for following me. Like make it known that you're not some like robot. So here's a couple things that I'll do. I just started doing the second this long message. I just started doing that. So I'm not sure how it actually has like been working for me, but the first one, so you can just get it out of the way, first of all, that they're not a coach. So look at their profile and make sure they're not a coach, because you don't want to message them if they're a coach. But if they followed you and they're a coach, I mean, you can say hi or whatever. But so the first one, I'll be like, hey girl, so I got to come clean after I saw you liked one of my pictures. I did a little Instagram stalking. I got to tell you, your posts are so positive and inspiring. Are you a fitness coach too? That way, if they're like, yeah, I am, like I'm on a journey. I just started my coaching journey in November. Then you can get that straight out of the way and not waste your time. Or another one is like, hey girl, thanks for following me. Your support means the world to me. Are you also on a health and fitness journey? If you don't think they're a coach, you can message them that. Sometimes that gets old and you want to switch it up, so that's another one you can use to switch it up. The next one is kind of just like introducing yourself to someone that followed you. You can tell them a couple things about yourself. Tell them that you're a health and fitness coach online, and you're super excited to follow their journey, and then ask them if they're a coach, because they might see that and be like, oh, well, she's a coach too, so I'm not even gonna message her back. So that gets it out of the way also. And then I always do like a 2-week push out date. So I'll message them and say like, thanks for following me. Are you on a healthy fitness journey too? And then if they message back, I always write their name down and then put a 2-week push out date for their invite. So I use Asana, and that's just another whole thing. Asana, yeah, it's just so crazy. But you can use pen and paper. Like if you're new to the coaching world, you can use pen and paper. Just keep track of your people. Use an Excel spreadsheet, and I literally write down everyone's name that replied to my message, because I'm going to invite them in 2 weeks. Might not invite them tomorrow. I don't know. Depends. And then coach invites. So if you're already wanting to invite for coaching, there's like a thing in the Fit Crew coach page that I was going to post, and it's how to like introduce discount coaching too. So I'll just be like, hey girl, how are you? I stumbled across your page when searching through hashtags to get motivated, and I love your posts so much. Your transformation is so inspiring, and I love how you share your healthy lifestyle. Have you ever considered becoming a health and fitness coach? And then, after they reply and they say, no, I haven't, like, this has never crossed my mind, you can be like, really? I think your posts are so inspiring, and I think you could inspire more people than you already are. Would you be open to learning more about what I do as a fitness coach? And then I'll usually just add them to the next coach sneak peek, or I'll just send them some info or put them in a message thread with like Kerri and a couple other coaches. Just kind of like introduce it to them, because if someone's already on a fitness journey and they're already putting meal plans out there and workout plans for people, then they're already doing half the work, and Beachbody will do the rest of it for them. So that's another way to invite for coaching. Instagram stories. So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get my computer charger because my computer's about to die. I'll be right back. I promise.
If you guys are thinking of questions at all, like type them into the little chat, so that at the end she can answer those.
Okay, I'm back. All right, so Instagram stories. All I know is that people love seeing your day. People want you to show them what you're doing throughout the day, that you're a real person, that you have a life too. it'll literally make people want to be what you're like, do what you're doing and be your best friend. I feel like there's people that watch my stories and they're like, oh my God, I could literally be her in real life best friend. So that's what you want, is like for people to come back and watch your stories every day and look forward to them. A good podcast that I listened to a while back was Build Your Tribe podcast. And it's about building, like, not building, it's about like attracting your tribe through Instagram stories. So it's really good. It's from Chalene Johnson. So if you guys ever have time or want to listen to that, I don't know, can you download podcasts on Audible? I don't think so.
No, it's a separate app.
Okay, so yeah, it's on the podcast app. So these are like the things that I post on my stories every day. Sometimes I'll like follow a theme, or I'll pick like certain things for each day, so I'm not like sharing everything every single day. But maybe one day I want to share like my day in the life, or one day I want to share like workout sneak peeks and like my pre-workout and all that stuff for my supplements. One day I want to, share my story, stuff like that. So just pick like some things like food prep, show them your food prep. How are you meal prepping? How are you making like these 5-minute healthy meals for busy people? Share your story, your family, people want to, if you're attracting like moms or whatever, you want to share your family, obviously. Pick a theme for the day, put a little snippet of your workout on there. Why are you home all day? Share why you're home all day. Diet tips, motivation, all that stuff. People want authentic. They don't want perfection. So I'm always on my Instagram stories, real and raw. I'm always like, so like I bought these new leggings and they gave me a camel toe. I'm sorry, but Kerri knows it. Like I'm just that person. I just share literally everything. Yeah, and then I'm like, today I'm really bloated and I feel like a whale, and yeah, I just need all the ice cream. So I just share everything, because nobody's perfect. You're not perfect, and people want to relate to you. Don't post long stories. Like I've in the past posted so many stories. Like when I was at Summit, my stories were so long and I lost like 700 watchers. So that's like really bad for you, but also if you want to post a long story, you're going to have to pay the consequence. So people will just tap through. Don't post voice changing filters. I think it's freaking annoying. That's for Snapchat. If you want to do that, get Snapchat. People don't want to hear you in a chipmunk voice, okay? They're just going to tap through and be like, this girl's crazy. People want to see videos and you talking. So don't just post a lot of, you can post pictures on your stories, yes, but people also want to see you talking and hear what your thoughts are for the day or whatever, share a story, whatever like that. Don't post Shaco, don't post anything Beachbody, incognito it. So, we all have our certain names for our supplements. Like my pre-workout is called Liquid Gold. Kerri's is Unicorn Crack, Shakeology. I don't know. Some people call it like chocolate salad or whatever. I've seen on Instagram or like on a training before that if you're posting a video of you like scooping your superfoods into your shaker, maybe put the bag like the other way so they ask you like what's in that bag, so they don't see the Shakeology label on it. Or your pre-workout, like turn the tub around so they don't see it. Just stuff like that, so people will message you and ask you and be interested in it. And then make sure and tag your location on your story. I saw today that if you tag your location, people can like see, like your page will be brought up, I think, when they search your location. Or like, we're in Garden City, Kansas. So if I went to search that, I'd probably see Kerri's profile come up because she tags Garden City, Kansas in her stories all the time. And you can like size it down and like really hide it so people don't see like where you live. But also ask your coach, when your next challenge group is, and you can always post on your story like a 1 through 10 list or whatever for your next challenge group to create that FOMO. So like if you're doing signups and you're saying like, hey, I have 10 spots open for my next boot camp, who's joining me, and then as people join you, add the names to the list and say like, hey, I have 3 spots left. That way people will want to join you. I can't see the messages.
We can do them at the end.
Okay, cool. Yeah, my mouse goes away. So yeah, hype up your stories with hype type, play around with it. You can add music and speed it up and add words to your story so people are entertained when they watch your story. And then place your words, like your text and your stickers in the clear so you can see them. You know, I'm not going to post a story and then post like blue text on my chest because my shirt is blue. So why would I do that? You know, people are going to see it and then they're going to be like, what? I'm confused. So just be yourself and be genuine and just share, just pick things to share every day. But Instagram stories is how I get a lot of my people.
How do you get people from Instagram stories?
So like the main way I get people is by doing polls. So, you know, I'll be like, who wants to start a health and fitness journey, or who wants some workouts, or who needs help with nutrition? And if you put like your votes, so yes or no, or yes or give me details or help me, that's how I get people. Is I just message. You can see everyone that votes in your poll. So that's how I get a lot of my people, is polls. The next one is Linktree and highlight covers. So me and Kerri just did highlight covers the other day, but they're super important just because, for one, they make your Instagram page pop. Because look, like mine, you know, when someone goes on my profile, they see it and they're like, oh, I want to see what workouts she does. So they just click on it. I've gotten so many questions on my stories, like where my bikinis are from. So I just put them on my highlights so people can just go there and look. I'll post a story with music in the background, and people will always say, like, what's this song? So I just post it on my highlights. So you can just pick, you know, like important things from your story and use Canva or Pinterest to find some highlight covers. And if you don't know how to do that, it's basically you just upload the highlight cover to your Instagram story, and then in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a button that says highlight, and you can just add that to your highlight, and it'll be the cover of your highlight. And then Linktree, some people use it, some people don't. So for my Linktree, it has like a form for Lift 4 or like the 8-week boot camp or whatever, you know, whatever you want to name it. But I actually don't get a lot of people that fill out my form. I think it's just because it's too time consuming and they don't want to put in their info. So I've literally, since October of my coaching journey, I have gotten like 2 form submissions through my Linktree. So it just depends on who's following you. You know, if they're like a busy mom, they might not want to fill out your form. So they might just message you instead. And then I'll have like my liquid gold on there so they can just click it and read about it and order it. And then my website, and there's a couple other things on there. But Linktree, you just go to linktree.com and log in with your Instagram, and then you just put your links in there for whatever. So those are super important. I would definitely do Linktree and highlight covers. Those are really important. So last slide is bottom line, I guess, for Instagram really is just, if you aren't going to put 100% into Instagram and following people and inviting, you're not going to get 100% back. So, you know, if you go to Kerri or your coach and be like, I just cannot get people, like, think about how, like, when are you inviting? How are you inviting? Are you even following people? If you're like following 3 people a day and you're messaging 1 person a day, you're not going to get anybody. You know, it's like the whole ratio game. So if you message 50 people, 25 might message back, 10 might be interested, you might get 2 people out of the 10. So it's like, it's just numbers. And if you're not putting in the effort to invite people, they're probably not going to reach out to you. 90% of the time, the people don't want to reach out. That's why you're a Beachbody coach and you're reaching out to them. Educate, entertain, and inspire. So, you know, educate people. If one of your main objections through Instagram is like, they're busy or they don't, they just don't have the time, maybe put on your stories throughout the day how you have the time to eat healthy and work out. Educate the people, share recipes, stuff like that, just things that have helped you through your journey, because there's other people struggling out there. So they want you to teach them. Think of your Instagram as, I don't know, you're teaching. I forgot. I don't even know what I was going to say.
Something really important for your business.
Yeah, just think of it as like I don't know, where someone can come to your page and learn, I guess. Yeah. And then entertain. So entertain on your stories, entertain people so that they come back to your Instagram. You want to draw them back to your Instagram. And then inspire. So post inspirational things. People always need inspiration. Post good content that is visually appealing. So like the bright photos, stuff like that. And connect and build relationships with others. That's all this business is about, is building relationships. The worst thing you can get out of someone's conversation is that you just learned more about their journey and you just made a new friend. They're not joining you, but you made a new friend. And then be patient and trust the process. So it'll all come with time. I started in October last year and I went to Summit and I was like, oh my God, I wish I was like this 20-star diamond right now. Like, I just want to be elite right now. And I mean, maybe if you're like a badass, it can happen, but it's like, you have to be patient. There's like all these coaches out here. Like Kerri has been coaching for, I don't know, like what, 4 years, something like that.
3.5. Yeah.
3.5. So just put yourself in her shoes. Like, where could you be in 3 years? Me personally, I want to be like living in, I don't know, Hawaii permanently, and I want to just do Beachbody, and I want to have a team of like so many girls that have transformed their lives and look up to me. Like that's like my ultimate goal in 3 years, and hopefully like I have a rich husband and I don't have to work ever again. So just be patient and trust the process. It'll all come with time. And you have to, it supposedly takes 90 days to build your business. You can hit Emerald in the first week of your business, but after that, it takes time to like figure out your routine. So everyone has their own routine and it does take time. So play around with Instagram and just have fun with it. Don't make it something that's like super duper hard. But that's my PowerPoint.
Yeah, bae.
Okay, let me look at these chats. Okay. Nope, but it's on Spotify. I don't know what that is.
Referring to podcast, and it's also on
yes.
Apple, like iTunes store. You can get podcasts there as well.
Got you. Is it just me, or did they take away the location stories at the last update? No, you should still be able to tag your location, Sierra. Yeah, it should let you.
But if you're living in a really big city, make sure that you're tagging not the city as a whole, but individual locations like stores or restaurants or something like that, because that will get you onto the story much more easily. Or if there's a small town surrounding outside, tag that, make it so small they can't even see it, and you'll be much more likely to get on the story.
Yeah, like I live in a town called Garden City, and I'll even tag like the next town over just to get people. Like I'll tag like Ulysses, that's another town, or Dodge City, or yeah, I'll be at like Dylan's, the store, and I'll just tag Dylan's. Like that actually brings a lot of people to your Instagram. I actually web searched unicorn crack. Oh my God. Did Kerri's rainbow hair pop up? And then yeah, like people will, I actually post on Snapchat like my liquid gold and stuff, and I have like my liquid gold dance, but people will literally be like, oh my God, you're that liquid gold person, like you're obsessed with that stuff. And I'm like, yes. And then how do you deal with shut down haters or people who just want to slide in your DMs for other reasons? I get a lot of like people accidentally voted in my poll, and then I'll message them, and then they'll like shut me down, and they're like, why'd you even message me? And I'm like, well, you just voted in my poll and you wanted more details. Well, I didn't mean to do that. And I'm like, well, maybe you should like wash your finger next time. Like, but I do get a lot of people that shut me down. And I kind of just move on because there's a lot of other people out there that you can help. And that person, you'll never see them. You don't have to follow them. You know, if you followed them and they shut you down, just unfollow them. It's your Instagram. You can do whatever you want. But just being a Beachbody coach, you have to deal with rejection. And it's just something that personal development will help you with. And just, I don't know, developing yourself so you're stronger than that person and they don't bring you down. But yeah, that's all.
Yeah, good job, girl. I wrote down a couple things just to bring up. You said not to post stories that are too long. How long is too long?
So like if you're at a concert and you're like posting, you know, a video of like every single singer, I'd say like nothing over 10 taps, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've heard like 3 per like topic or per scene.
Yeah, if it's like the little tiny lines and it's like so many of them, I literally just swipe. I'm like, nope, I'm not even watching it. So that's what people are going to do to you. They're just going to swipe over your story. They're not even going to tap and watch it. And you can see like they might have watched the beginning and then you can see who watched the next part of it and they might have just scrolled past. So their name might have popped up on one slide but not the next because they just swiped past.
All right. And then I'm volunteering you for something that you don't know about yet. So if you guys would like to, I'm going to put something in the coach group. If you would like to have Baby Bay audit your Instagram, what you will do is take a screenshot. So, you know, put in a little work, adjust a few of the things she's talking about. Don't put more than like an hour into this because we need to invite for the Lift 4 challenge. And that needs to be our priority right now. Instagram will always be there. But take a screenshot of like your Instagram bio and maybe your top couple rows of pictures and share it under this post. And Baby Babe will go through and comment on each of them. It's going to be funny when she's like a million years old and I'm still calling her Baby Babe. Yes or no?
Yeah, and I'm short and piercing too because I'm Baby Babe.
Right. She's going to go through and give you some suggestions. So if you can handle a little constructive criticism and you really want to grow in this way, add it. If you get hurt feels every time someone gives you a suggestion, don't. But she's really, really good at what she does, and she has helped me a ton with my Instagram. I'm also going to put out there that if we're going to add some examples of polls, Baylee, if you can add examples of polls throughout the next week so they can get an idea of what will bring the most business. And then finally, if you are a new-ish coach, it is very, very easy to get on calls like this and be like, I'm changing everything. And that is not what we want you to do. So Bay's been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. We're at the beginning. I know. I see you, boo. I see you. I know. If you are a newish coach, actually, if you are any coach, if you exist as a coach and your goal is to hit Success Club this month, you want to help at least 3 people, that needs to be your focus first. So the end of the month is when I add in those projects. If I've already hit Success Club, whatever is my goal, then I redo some forms and I make a link tree and I add in highlights. Like when I was working on what highlights I wanted, I gave those to Bay at the end of last month after I had already hit Success Club 10 and I had met my goal. Because it's really easy to want to do those projects instead of talking to people. So talking to people needs to be 90% of your job, finding your challengers, and then at the end of the month, once you have hit your goal, you can take a little breathe and do some of these other things to like rework a website or make graphics or anything like that. So that is all. We're going to end this call with 2 things. First of all, I want you guys to just cheer, and I'm going to do a boomerang and send it to Bay so she can put it on her page. So just do like hands up like this. Ready, go.
Cheering.
Oh my gosh. Dying. So funny. Okay, and then make your hearts. So we end team calls with hearts and love for our speaker. Baylee, I'm so proud of you, dude. You were incredible. I know it's hard. If you can't make hearts and you do this, it looks like a thumbs down. So do peace sign. I've learned. Smiles. There we go. Okay.
He's so cute. Look at John's big arms. He's like,
ah. Understood. All right, guys, I'm going to stay on for a few more minutes. I'm going to go ahead and end the share. You are all free to go. Thank you so much.